Shalom Akim. This is Yahweh Tazak coming back with another video. I want to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the elders of Great Millstone. Much love and respect to you brothers out there doing the work in sincerity and truth. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai Waharakah Kodash Barakatam Akim. I got Sirach 22 and 27. Who shall set a watch before my mouth and a seal of wisdom upon my lips, that I fall not suddenly by them, and that my tongue destroy me not. Alright, and this is going to continue into the next chapter, Sirach 23, starting at verse 1, and I'm going to go down. But the reason I'm bringing this up is because before we are able to utter anything, it's produced in the mind and the spirit. Alright, so that's the first part of discipline, is that we have to gain control of the mind, of the spirit, okay, and not to utter the things of that are contrary or that could be detrimental to our faith and our salvation, because believing is the first step this is the first step before confession. So hearing cometh by hearing of the word, faith cometh by hearing of the word. All right, so when you come into this thing, when you're fairly new, you come in because you believe, right? All the things sound, everything makes sense. It sounds good to you, but then after a while, you start going through certain things, your temptations start rising. You start noticing the things that you weren't noticing before in the world. I mean, you knew, all right, what you should and shouldn't do, but now it's starting to really affect you. Now you're being targeted. Now you're having to pay attention to the things that are being played out in your mind, what you were programmed to do prior from coming into the truth. Is you're having to check yourself now. But a lot of times, even the brothers have been in this thing for a long time, even with the elders, we're still in the flesh to where we have to battle against this, the cogitations of the mind and temptations and the flesh rising up against the spirit, and of course demonic forces that use that as a doorway to push forth their agendas and things of that nature, to get a brother to fall out, etc. All right, so we need to watch what we're about to say or what's going on in the mind, and check that and rebuke it and cast it out. But who's going to be able to do that? Not the brother next to you, not your parents, nobody. It's you. You have to check yourself, man. You can't depend on nobody else. No brother can be holding your hand, telling you, hey man, are you thinking this? Are you thinking that? We better not think this. You better not think that. You better not confess this or confess that. You better not put that into action. Yeah, we admonish and exhort each other daily, but at the end of the day, the Lord says to the Spirit of Paul, through Paul, is that seek out their own salvation with fear and trembling. All right, so you have to seek out the things that are pleasing to the Most High. All right, so it says that I fall not suddenly by them, and that my tongue destroy me not, because the tongue, we know, is an unruly evil, and it wants to utter the things that are being produced from the mind. But what I'm focusing on is the things that are detrimental to the salvation and quenching the spirit, by doubting, by making excuses, lying to Akim, to the brotherhood, not doing the things that are ordered of you to fulfill. That will start playing a role in your mind, and you'll start uttering it. You will utter it to yourself. You'll find yourself talking to yourself. Nah, I don't want to go. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to wait. So that's the only one that can really help you go through all that is Yahweh Shai. He's the only one. But he's going to watch you to see what you're going to do about it. All right. So I'm going to go to the next chapter. Sirach 23. All right. See if it brings it up. Sirach 23. All right. Sirach 23 and 1. O Lord Yahweh, Father and Governor of all my whole life, Leave me not to their counsels, and let me not fall by them. Where the counsels are being produced through the flesh and the mind. All right, so we have to depend on our governor, which is Yahweh Shai, who governs us. The elect, the Akim. It says, lead me not to their counsels, and let me not fall by them. Because you can fall from the faith by having the spirit of incredulity on you. You're not rebuking it when it comes to you. You see that it's there, so you rebuke it. You pray. You go into prayer. Whatever necessary action you have to take to cut it out. Verse 2, it says, who will set scourges over my thoughts, and the discipline of wisdom over mine heart, that they spare me not for mine ignorances, and it pass not by my sins. You see, so you can't play that ignorant card and act like, oh, well, I'm good, ain't nothing gonna happen, I'm the Yahweh Shai is on my side. The Lord is telling you through the Spirit right here, you should be saying, who will set scourges over my thoughts and the discipline of wisdom over my heart? And the one that's going to do that is Yahweh Shai. But you have to get into the scriptures. You have to study. You have to know what you can and can't do. The certain tools that Yahweh Shai has given you to fight, to combat against, your flesh, against those certain thoughts that rise in your mind. Because he told the apostles, the flesh is weak, but the spirit is willing. All right, so we have to have that the spirit and power of Yahweh Shai to help us combat against these certain high spiritual things that arise in our minds. All right, and it says in verse 3, let my ignorances increase, lest my ignorances increase. See, least he continues to ignore the things that are going on in the mind. He will start to wither away. It will start to consume you, and you'll succumb to that. Saying you'll perish. Because this is a battle, man. Where it's a spiritual battle. Each brother has his own things going on. And each brother has his own fight. I can't fight for the other brother, this brother. All we can do is pray for one another and show forth our light and exhort and admonish. Things of that nature, to give brothers strength to continue to fight, to keep pushing, to fight and basically denounce ourselves and cut back from the flesh. Least your ignorances will increase. All right, it says, and my sins abound to my destruction, and I fall before my adversaries, and my enemy rejoice over me, whose hope is far from thy mercy. You see, so that's what's going to happen. You'll end up falling into the hands of the enemy. Because of those negative thoughts, the spirit of incredulity hopped on you, and you didn't fight against it. Now you are being shown or being seen by your enemy as one that's been casted away, and he's gonna come at you however the Lord sees fit, and they're gonna rejoice over you and mock and scoff you even worse, and to the point where they're gonna put you to death or whatever they may want to do with you. Verse 4, O Lord, Yahweh, Father and God of my life, give me not a proud look, but turn away from thy servants always a haughty mind. That's right. So because their mind is wicked above all things, who can know it? It's desperately wicked, and and that pride can rise up, which is hateful before Yahweh and hateful before men. So we need Yahweh Shai's spirit on us to be, reminded, chastised, exhorted, rebuked, and things of that nature to keep us humble, meek. Because everything starts in the spirit, everything starts in the mind first, and then it'll start to manifest to the flesh. Words will be spoken. You'll be able to hear the word be spoke, or you'll see it through, manifest to the flesh. Turn away from me vain hopes and concubines, and thou shalt hold him up that is desirous always to serve thee. See, so we have to ask Yahweh to take these things away, and to hope in his mercy and hope into his ways. and to hold us up to and to be desirous always to serve him, you know, not ourselves, not the flesh and things of that nature. It says, let not the greediness of the belly nor lust of the flesh take hold of me, and give not over me thy servant into an impudent mind. You see? So that's exactly what we had to be mindful of, man. Again, you know, you're fairly new coming into this thing. You should be on fire, fighting, doing whatever you got to do, you know, to where you're Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is gonna settle and strengthen you, you know, for that little time that he sees fit, and then you're gonna have to go through another level of pain and suffering to go to the next level of wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. All right. But because it says, let not greediness of the belly nor lust of the flesh take hold of me. You see? But everything, you got to remember, everything spiritual and begins in the mind and the spirit. And then it manifests itself. It says, and give not over my servant into an imputed mind, you know, being just stubborn, man. You being hard-headed, you know. Hear, O ye children, the discipline of my mouth, or the discipline of the mouth. He that keepeth it shall never be taken in his lips. The sinner shall be left in his foolishness. Both the evil speaker and the proud shall fall thereby. Accustom not thy mouth to swearing, neither use thyself to the naming of the Holy One. For as a servant that is continually beaten shall not be without a blue mark, so he that sweareth and nameth Yahweh continually shall be faultless. A man that useth much swearing shall be filled with iniquity, and the plague shall never depart from his house. If he shall offend, his sin shall be upon him, and if he acknowledge not his sin, he maketh a double offense. And if he swear in vain, he shall not be innocent, but his house shall be full of calamities. You see? So that's what you want to protect. You want to protect your house, man. You want to protect your spirit, you know, and be faithful and sincere to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. All right? Or else you're going to receive a lot of, you know, bad blessing, or not blessing, but bad. You're going to continue to be hit with curses and things of that nature. You're going to be in a worse situation than you were before because of your rebelliousness. You know, you making vows to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai and not fulfilling them. Which, when you come into this thing, that's a vow in itself. But then you want to add other things to you where you're not even able to endure to, you know, fulfill. So now the plague shall never depart from your house. You know, that's why it's important to stay preoccupied and busy and fervent in Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai's business, man. Verse 12, there is a word that is clothed about with death. Yahweh grant that it be not found in the heritage of Jacob. For all such things shall be far from the godly, and they shall not wallow in their sins. See, they ain't gonna be playing around in their sins like a pig that goes back into the its mire, man, to the mud. You know, we're gonna remain clean and pure in the eyes of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai because of the things that we're doing, rehearsing the acts. Use not thy mouth to intemperate swearing, for therein is the word of sin. Remember thy father and thy mother when thou sittest among great men. Be not forgetful before them, and so thou by thy custom become a fool, and wish that thou hadst not been born, and curse the day of thy nativity. The man that is accustomed to opprobrious words will never be reformed all the days of his life. All right. So let me look up that word, opprobrious. Opprobrious. All right. It says expressing scorn or criticism. All right. So it says that a man that is accustomed to oppro